Improvement in food resources. Plants and animals are major sources of food for us. We obtain most of this food from agriculture and animal husbandry. India has a population of over a billion people. We require more than 250 million tons of grain each year to feed everyone. Since we have limited land for farming, the main solution is to improve the efficiency of both farming practices and raising animals to meet our food needs. The green and white revolutions helped make more food and milk, but they also caused certain damage to the environment. To meet food needs without damaging the environment, we must farm and raise animals in sustainable ways. Keeping balance between food and taking care of nature is essential for long-time success. To have a lasting livelihood, we should do mixed farming. This means combining different types of farming like growing crops together and integrating with livestock, poultry, fisheries or beekeeping. This mixed activities can help make our livelihood more stable and sustainable. Improvement in crop yields. Crops are of different types: cereal crops, pulses crops, vegetable and fruit crops. Cereals provide us carbohydrates for energy requirement. Pulses and nuts provide us with protein. And oil seeds provide us with necessary fats. Vegetables, spices and fruits provide a range of vitamins and minerals. Crops provide us the necessary materials for our energy and growth requirements. Due to a constant population growth, the demand for food production is increasing day by day. To meet this demand, new methods and strategies are applied in agriculture to increase the crop production. In India, there has been a 4 times increase in the production of food grains from 1952 to 2010, with only 25% increase in the cultivable land area. This is due to the best practices that are followed in farming. These best practices are categorized into 3 groups: crop variety improvement, crop production improvement, crop protection management. 1. Crop variety improvement. Crop variety improvement means developing new varieties using special methods and techniques to make crops better, like making them to give more produce, making them resistant to diseases, and helping them grow well in different environments. Let us see different purposes for the crop variety improvement in detail. 1. Higher yield, to get more produce from the same area of land. 2. Improved quality. Good quality products have high demand in the markets. For example, baking quality is important in wheat, protein quality in pulses, oil quality in oil seeds, and preserving quality in fruits and vegetables. So, the variety with these qualities are more profitable to the farmers. Biotic and abiotic resistance. Biotic factors like diseases, insects, and nematodes decreases the crop production, and abiotic factors like drought, salinity, waterlogging, heat, cold and frost causes bad plant growth. Hence, the crop produce is reduced. So, developing varieties that are resistant to these problems can improve crop production. Change in maturity duration. If the duration of the crop from sowing to harvesting is shorter, then it is called an economical variety, because such short durations allow farmers to grow multiple rounds of crops in a year. Short duration also reduces the cost of crop production. Wider adaptability. Creating crop varieties that can adjust and grow well in many different places helps to keep the amount of food steady no matter the weather or environment. If one variety can be grown under different climatic conditions in different areas, same type of produce can be produced in a large quantity in a single go. Desirable ergonomic characteristics. Fodder crops are better when they are tall and have many branches. Cereals like wheat and rice are better when they are short, means dwarf, because they use fewer nutrients to grow. Creating plant varieties with these good qualities helps increase productivity. These are the factors for the crop variety improvement. But how are these varieties developed? New varieties of crops are developed or selected by hybridization and genetic modification methods. Hybridization technique. Crossing genetically two dissimilar plants to get a new variety with desired traits is called hybridization. Types of hybridization. There are three types of hybridization. 1. Intervarietal means crossing between two different varieties. 2. Interspecific. This means crossing between two different species of the same genus. 3. Intergeneric. This is crossing between two different genera. Now let us see genetic modification. Genetic modification means introducing genes for desired characteristics in plants by genetic engineering techniques. It results in genetically modified crops. This new variety of crops gives good results when farmers use good quality seeds and follow good agricultural practices. Crop production improvement. Crop production practices in India are of three types. 1. No-cost production. Farmers practicing no-cost production often rely on traditional farming methods, using saved seeds, organic manure from their own resources, and minimal or no chemical inputs. 2. Low-cost production. Farmers adopting low-cost production methods may use improved seeds, basic fertilizers, and pesticides judiciously. 3. High-cost production. Farmers adopting high-cost production aim to maximize yields and returns by using genetically modified seeds, high doses of fertilizers, pesticides, and sophisticated machinery. Crop production improvement is dependent on three factors. 1. Nutrients supplied to the crops. 2. Irrigation. And 3. Cropping patterns. Nutrients. Plants need these 16 nutrients for their proper growth and development. Out of these 16, carbon, oxygen, and hydrogen are supplied by the air and water. Plants have to get the remaining 13 nutrients from the soil. Among these 13, these 6 are macronutrients. That means they are needed in large quantity by the plants. And these 7 are micronutrients. That means they are required by the plants in small quantity. If the soil lacks these nutrients, it impacts essential processes of plants like growth, reproduction, and their ability to resist diseases is affected. Boosting soil fertility by adding manure and fertilizers in the right amounts can enhance crop yield. Manure. Manure is like a natural soil booster made from animal waste and plant leftovers. It is created by letting animal excrement and plant waste decompose. When we add manure to the soil, it brings in nutrients and organic matter, making the soil better for plants to grow. The organic matter in manure changes the soil more productive. In sandy soil, it helps to hold more water, and in clayey soil, it improves the drainage of water and it prevents the waterlogging. Using manure is the smart way to recycle farm waste and protect the environment from too many artificial fertilizers. Manure is of two types. 1. Compost and vermicompost. 2. Green manure. Compost. Decomposing farm waste like cow dung, vegetable scraps, and other materials in pits, producing nutrient-rich compost, enhancing the soil fertility. And the second one, vermicompost. Earthworms are used in the decomposition of plant and animal waste to create vermicompost. It is a nutrient-enriched organic material that speeds up the growth of plants. 2. Green manure. Green manure involves growing plants like sun hemp or gar before planting crop seeds and then plowing these plants into the soil as mulch. This process transforms the green plants into beneficial green manure, enriching the soil with nitrogen and phosphorus. Fertilizers. Fertilizers are plant nutrients made for plants, providing them with nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium, used to help plants grow well, developing healthy leaves, branches and flowers, and contributing to higher yields in high-cost farming. Fertilizers need to be used carefully, considering the right amount, timing, and precautions to avoid the problems. Excessive irrigation can wash away the fertilizers, not letting plants use them fully, causing water pollution. Using fertilizers too much in one place can harm the soil because it does not replace the organic matter. It hurts the tiny living things in the soil. Using manure alongside fertilizers helps keep the soil healthy in long run. While fertilizers give quick benefits, thinking about long-term benefits like using manure is important for keeping the soil healthy and getting the best crops. Organic farming. It is a farming method that uses very few or no chemicals like fertilizers, herbicides, and pesticides. It relies heavily on natural sources like organic manure, recycled farm waste, and bioagents like blue-green algae as biofertilizers. This farming uses natural substances such as neem leaves or turmeric for grain storage and to control the pests instead of chemical pesticides. Irrigation. Irrigation is the artificial supply of water to the soil through various systems like tubes, pumps, and sprays. In most parts of India, crops mainly depend on rainfall, and successful farming relies on timely and sufficient monsoons. Lack of rain can lead to a crop failure. To improve crop yields, it is crucial to provide water to crops when they need it during their growing season. This is especially important in areas where rain is not reliable. To overcome the dependence on rain, efforts are made to bring more farmland under irrigation, ensuring a more reliable water supply for crops. India has various water sources and a changing climate. Different irrigation systems such as wells, canals, rivers, and tanks are used based on the available water resources. Farmers use different methods to bring water to their fields, depending on what water sources are around, like digging wells, diverting water through canals, or using water from rivers and tanks. Wells. Wells come in two types, dug wells and tube wells. Dug wells collect water from closer layers, while tube wells reach deeper layers. Pumps lift water from these wells for farming. Canals. Canals are like extensive water pathways. They get water from reservoirs or rivers. The main canal splits into smaller ones, reaching fields to provide water for crops. River lift systems. In places where canal water is not enough, a lift system is used. Water is directly taken from the river to supporting irrigation in nearby areas. Tanks are small storage areas that gather rainwater. They store water from small catchment areas and are used to provide extra water for farming. New efforts to get more water from farming include collecting rainwater and managing entire watershed areas. This means constructing small dams that keep rainwater in one place and raising the level of groundwater. The dams also prevent rainwater from running off and helps to stop soil erosion. Cropping patterns. Mixed cropping. Growing two or more crops at the same time on one piece of land like wheat with gram or mustard with groundnut is called mixed cropping. This lowers the risk and provides a backup if one crop fails. Intercropping. Growing two or more crops on the same field in a pattern such as soybean with maize or finger millet with cowpea is called intercropping. This helps use nutrients better, prevent pests, and improves overall crop returns. Crop rotation. Growing different crops in a planned order on the same land is called crop rotation. Depending on the time and water availability, different crops are chosen for each cycle. Proper rotation allows growing 2 or 3 crops in a year for good harvests. Crop protection management. Weeds, pests, and diseases. Crops often face problems from unwanted plants, which are called as weeds, and bugs and diseases. If not controlled on time, they can damage the crops, causing significant losses. Weeds like Xanthium, Parthenium, and Cyperneus rotundus compete with crops for nutrients, space, and light, and hinders the crop growth. Early weed removal is crucial for a good harvest. Insects harm crops by cutting roots, stems, and leaves, sucking cell sap, or boring into stems and fruits, affecting the crop health and reducing the yields. Diseases caused by bacteria, fungi, and viruses can be present in the soil, water, and air, impacting the plant's health. Control methods. Various methods and chemicals like herbicides, insecticides, and fungicides helps to control weeds, pests, and diseases. However, excessive use can harm the environment and other species also. Mechanical weed removal. Using tools physically to remove weeds from fields is another method of weed control. Preventive measures. Proper seedbed preparation, timely sowing, intercropping, and crop rotation are preventive measures against weeds. Summer plowing and using resistant plant varieties helps prevent pests. Excessive use of chemicals for control can be harmful to plants, animals, and the environment, and it causes pollution. Storage of grains. Agricultural produce can face high losses during storage due to living factors like insects, rodents, fungi, mites, and bacteria contribute to quality degradation, weight loss, poor germination, and discoloration of the produce. And it also makes the produce less marketable. Non-living factors such as inappropriate moisture and temperatures in storage also leads to quality issues and losses. To prevent storage losses, practices like thorough cleaning before storage, proper drying in sunlight and in shade, and fumigation with pest-killing chemicals are used. Animal husbandry. Scientific management of animal livestock involves feeding, breeding, and disease control is called animal husbandry. It includes cattle, goats, sheep, poultry, and fish farming. Due to a rise in population and improved living standards, the demand for milk, eggs, and meat is also increased. Cattle farming. Cattle are raised for two reasons: to get milk and for helping with farm work like plowing, water, and carrying things. Indian cattle types. In India, we have two main types of cattle. 1. Cows, Bos indicus, and buffaloes, Bos bubales. Cows that give milk are called milch animals, and those which are used for farm work are called draught animals. How much milk a cow produces? It depends on how long it can produce milk after having a calf. To get more milk, we can make this period longer. Desi and foreign varieties. Some foreign breeds like Jersey, Brown Swiss are chosen for longer milk production periods, while local breeds like Red Sindhi, Sahiwal are strong and resistant to diseases. Combining these Desi and foreign varieties through crossbreeding can give us cows with both the qualities. Cows and buffaloes need clean spaces and shelter for humane farming, ensuring their health and producing clean milk. Regular cleaning and shelter. Animals need regular brushing to remove dirt and loose hair. They should stay in well-ventilated sheds that protect them from weather with a sloping floor for cleanliness. Food requirements. Dairy animals have two food needs: one for basic health and one for milk production during lactation. Their diet includes roughage, means fiber, and concentrates with high protein and nutrients. Cattle require a well-balanced diet with all nutrients in right proportions. Micronutrient-rich additives can enhance their health and milk production. Disease prevention. If an animal feeds regularly and maintains a normal posture, it is in healthy condition. Sometimes cattle face various diseases that not only cause harm but also reduce milk production. Vaccinations help prevent diseases caused by parasites, bacteria, and viruses. Poultry farming. Poultry farming is for eggs and chicken meat. So special breeds are created for laying eggs, which are called as layers, and producing meat which are called as broilers. Crossbreeding between Indian variety like Asil and foreign variety like Leghorn helps to create new varieties with specific traits. The expected traits in the new varieties of chicken are more and better quality chicks, dwarf broiler parents for efficient commercial chick production, and ability to handle summer heat, low maintenance needs, small egg-laying birds which feed on cheap diets made from agricultural byproducts. Egg and broiler production. Broiler chickens are given vitamin-rich supplementary food to promote growth and feed efficiency for meat production. Attention is given to preventing mortality and maintaining feathering and carcass quality in broilers. Effective poultry management practices are crucial, including maintaining temperature, hygiene, and disease prevention. Housing, nutrition, and environmental needs differ between broilers and egg layers. Broiler diets consist of protein-rich and fat-adequate rations with high levels of vitamin A and K. Poultry diseases can result from viruses, bacteria, fungi, parasites, and nutritional deficiencies. Proper cleaning, sanitation, and regular disinfectant spraying are necessary to prevent diseases in poultry. Vaccination is essential to prevent infectious diseases and minimize poultry losses during outbreaks. Fish production. Fish is a low-cost protein source for our meals, coming from both finned fish and shellfish like prawns and mollusks. Fish can live in either seawater or freshwater from rivers and ponds, allowing fish in both marine and freshwater environments. Fish can be obtained in two ways. One, capture fishing from natural sources, and fish farming known as culture fishery. Capture fishing involves catching fish from the wild, while fish farming involves raising fish in controlled environments. So whether it is fishing in the ocean or growing the fish in the ponds, both methods contribute to our fish supply for food. Marine fishes. India has a long coastline of 7,500 km and deep seas beyond it, providing marine fishery resources. Fish captured from sea. Popular marine fish types in India include pomfret, mackerel, tuna, sardines, and bombay duck caught using various nets from fishing boats. To increase fish yields, technology like satellites and eco-sounders help locate large fish schools in the open sea. Fish formed in seawater. Some valuable marine fish are also formed in seawater, including finned fishes like mullets, betki, and pearl spots, as well as shellfish like prawns, mussels, and oysters. Oysters are also cultivated for making pearls. To meet the growing demand for fish, and due to declining fish stocks, there is a practice called mariculture is developed, where certain marine species are cultured in controlled environments. Inland fisheries. Freshwater resources like canals, ponds, reservoirs, and rivers are important for fishing. Brackish water areas where seawater and freshwater mix, such as estuaries and lagoons, are also good for places for fishing. Although people fish in these inland water bodies, the amount of fish caught is not very high. Most of the fish we get from these places is through a method called aquaculture. In fish farming, sometimes fish are grown together with rice crops in paddy fields. More advanced fish farming is done using a system called composite fish culture. In composite fish culture, different types of fishes are put together in a single pond. Each type of fish eats different things, so they don't compete for food. This helps to use all the available food in the pond and increases the amount of fish that can be caught. One issue in fish farming is that some fish only lay eggs during the rainy season. Also, when we collect the fish eggs from the wild, they might get mixed with eggs of other species. This can be a problem in fish farming because we want pure fish eggs for farming. To solve this, scientists have figured out ways to make fishes breed in ponds using hormones. This ensures that we get pure fish eggs in the right amounts, helping for fish farming. Beekeeping. People use honey a lot. So beekeeping, which is raising bees to make honey, has become a kind of farming. Beekeeping doesn't need a lot of money, so farmers do it to earn extra income. Besides honey, the hives where bees live also provide wax, which is used in medicines. There are different types of bees used for making honey, like the Indian bee, rock bee, and little bee. Italian bees are preferred for making honey commercially because they collect a lot of honey and they are stingless, they stay in their hives for a longer time, and they reproduce well. To make honey on a larger scale, people create places called bee farms or apiaries. The quality and taste of honey depends on the flowers that the bees visit for nectar and pollen. Different flowers make honey taste different. This is all about improvement in food resources.